Welcome back to the third year of 31 Mad Days of Terror. I'm your host, the titular Mad Silence, and we're so close to Halloween. Only 2 more days until my favorite day of the year. First, though, we must survive the cutest killer robot of all time, the misfit child of Ed 209 and Omega 1 from the obscure Predator exploitation film RoboWar, Evolver.
Enemy 5. Kill confirmed.
Evolver is probably one of the most interesting films I've watched for this year's review marathon, despite not really having anything all that interesting to say, or even having much of a unique visual language. Instead, what makes it so damn fascinating is how mismatched the elements are. Almost from the beginning, you're assaulted with elements that would feel right at home in a DCOM or Disney Channel original movie. Yet there's always that little bit of edge that refuses to be ignored. This is something that goes into overdrive once the eponymous Evolver kills its first victim, which itself happens almost immediately after the protagonist and his sleazy friends send it into a girl's locker room to see naked ass and titties. Something which might be interesting commentary about the relationship of sex and violence in film if it was in a better film. I mean, we're talking about the movie where the protagonist wins a killer robot, which is later revealed to be a literal war machine in a contest, after hacking into their server and changing the score, where he wins the love interest heart despite being generally unpleasant towards her for the majority of the runtime, as well as a creep who films her and the rest of the girls in the school locker room without their consent. Thankfully, the film is an entertaining mess. Evolver is fun, if inconsistent in its characterization, displaying a sadism that kind of comes out of nowhere as the movie continues. This is despite its initial characterization being more akin to a child naively committing murder and replicating what it sees and hears. Still, the kills are usually pretty entertaining, and Evolver's personality is charming in how chaotic it is. While a really good time with a pretty solid love interest and a great villain, the overall cast isn't very memorable. And there's a very missed opportunity to introduce a secret villain behind Evolver's rampage instead of just expecting us to believe anybody would genuinely think giving a child a malfunctioning robot was a good idea. A delightfully campy 90s sci-fi horror and spiritual slasher that's perfect for a movie night to riff on with friends. Next, we look at 2023's strange sci-fi horror art film about drugs, sex, and reproduction versus immortality? That stars Scott Bakula, the villain from Blade, and Bella Thorne for some reason. Yeah, I didn't expect to see her here twice this year either. Until then, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my stuff and want to keep up with it or just have something to say. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell and set it to all notifications. This is Mad Silence, signing out.
Evolver, Alpha Command Sequence shut down. Phoenix 8, delete.
Delete this.